Alright, this is the look I'm going to do for you guys today. This is kind of like a soft kind of a lavender purple with a bold teal color on the lid. Some of the brands that I'm going to use today are going to be high-end, some of them are going to be low-end. I'm not really picky that way. I just like all makeup and I like to try all makeup. So anyways, so let's get on with the look. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use a 24-hour color tattoo from Maybelline, and the color that I'm going to use is 35 Tough as Taupe. And this is just going to be my eye primer base that I'm going to go ahead and use. These last for 24 hours, so they're actually pretty good. You don't want a ton on your brush, so just kind of, you're going to tap it in there. And you're just going to kind of put it all over your lid, kind of up to the top. And you don't want a ton, just kind of want to do it out just a little bit. And I will spread this out all over my lid very lightly. And I'm using a kind of a bigger eye brush. This is from BH Cosmetics. It's their brush 122. And I think this is supposed to be a concealer brush, but it works pretty good about putting primer all over your lid. So I have a really large eyelid, so this works pretty good for me for being able to just push around the color for the primer to do it faster. You kind of want to be light-handed with this, just kind of lightly buff it around, because that way it blends and looks really nice as you're putting it on. This will help my colors go on really nice. Last all day long since it is a 24-hour tattoo. Hopefully you can see this. So I'm about done with that. Okay, and then the next thing I'm going to do to kind of set that, I'm going to use this great big brush by, this is from Real Techniques, and this is again under eye primer brush, but I like to use it just to cover a large area on my eyes. So I'm going to close that up. For that color tattoo, we don't want that to dry out. And then I'm going to use this new NYX Ultimate Eyeshadow Palette. I have 3 of the colors. I'm missing one of them. This one's in the Cool Neutrals. And the color I'm going to use in here is this really pretty kind of light lavender purple on my lid, just as a kind of to set that color tattoo. So I'm just gonna pop that in there, and then I'm gonna set this on my lid just to make sure that that color tattoo is nice and blendable, like that. So that made it turn that taupe into more of a purple color. And see, that works pretty good as far as being able to put that on your lid. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and jump into the same palette, and I'm going to use this little bit, it's a little bit more of a maroon purple, and I'm going to use that kind of in my crease and kind of blend it up and out. So I'm going to get some on that. I'm going to put that on my crease. Let me do this. Put it on the crease area, blend it in, blend it up and out. And I'm kind of concentrating on this area right here as far as blending, putting more of the pigment in that area and also in the crease area. The whole thing about transitional shades is really you're starting out with one shade and you're building more colors on top of that, and you kind of want to start with a lighter color and work your way into a darker color, but you want to do it in transitions because that makes it look more flawless. Blends really nice when you do it that way, and each color has its own place. It's kind of like if you think about painting. I'm a watercolor painter, so if you think about painting, basically you're shading. So, and you don't want to start out with a dark color automatically when you shade. You want to start with a light color when you shade, and then work your way into the darker colors. And you want to move further closer to the object, which in this case would be the crease, to make that part stand out a little bit more and kind of make more dimensional. So if you know anything about watercolors or just painting, that'll make sense to you. If not, hopefully that makes sense to you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go into the Jeffree Star Beauty Makeup Palette here. And I'm going to use this color, Vanity, and that's going to be another crease color for me. Kind of darken up that crease, make it stand out just a little bit more for me. And you kind of want to be a little light-handed with this particular color just because it is a very strong, deep color. It is beautiful. I love this color. And I'm kind of taking this onto my eyelid here and pulling it out kind of into a little bit like a V shape. And again, blending into that crease and a little bit up and out. And definitely concentrating that V shape. Now I'm going to kind of cover up that V shape a little bit with the teal color, but for now that's kind of what I'm wanting to do because that really pulls this section in here. And you just want to keep blending until it blends really nicely and you got a good flawless color all the way through. Do they look the same? That's what you want to keep checking, is make sure both eyes look the same. If they don't look the same, start out with a light application and work your way into a more bolder application because you want both eyes to look the same. You don't want them to look different. So, and that color went a long way. Just beautiful. I love that color. Okay, so now that I've got that color on there, I'm going to jump into the lid color. And the lid color, I'm going to actually use the teal color in Jeffree Star's palette. It's called Expensive, which is this really pretty teal. And I'm going to go ahead and use that on my eyelid just like I did on this side. I'm going to put some on this side. So, and sorry about it, what I realize is I'm putting the brush in front of the eye so you can't see, so I need to work on that. So I apologize. Hopefully you're able to see or kind of get the gist of what is going on here with that. So let's go ahead and jump into that color. So I'm gonna use this brush here, which is a nice eyelid packing brush from, and I get this one from Rite Aid, and these retail for I think $3.99 or something like that. There's no harsh bristles in here or anything like that, so they feel really nice on the lid. They're nice and fluffy, and they really pick up the color and they pack really nicely. So these are great brushes. So run down to your Rite Aid and find this brush, and that's what it looks like. It's just really nice. It's also really great for under the eye for blending colors under there too. So and also in the crease. So this is just a kind of all over type brush. So let me go ahead and pack on some of that color right there in the lid, and I will do my best to try to stay down low, but let's get that color on there. You can see me packing it on there. Let me see. And you start out with a little on there at a time. And you want to blend completely into that crease. I'm going to go push down into there, down close to my eyelids, or to my lashes, and up into that crease. And I'm just going to kind of pull it out just a little bit, just because I'm going to put liner there, and it kind of helps guide my liner exactly where I want that liner to be. So I'm going to go ahead and sorry about my mouth. I tend to do weird things with my mouth when I'm doing my makeup. Then again, I'm sure lots of people do that. So anyways, let's get that on there. Tuck it in all nice and neat. I love this color too. It's a great teal. It's not a, sometimes when you get teals, they tend to be pretty dark, and this one is a fairly, you know, nice medium teal. It's not too dark, it's not too light, and it goes on really nicely. So let's go ahead, and I think that looks good. I'm going to use another one of that exact same brush, and I'm going to put some purple under the eye, and then a nice light color in the middle there. So the color I'm going to go ahead and put under the eye, I'm going to go back into that Ultimate palette from NYX, and I'm going to use that nice light lavender that I used at the very beginning for under the eye. I'm just going to start from right here under my eye. Hopefully you're getting that. And I'm going to work my way in, kind of close to the eyelashes as I can. Just like that. Okay, and then I'm going to wipe my brush off real quick. And then I'm going to go in, and I'm just for a nice little highlight for the inner eye, I'm going to use this. It kind of it's like a champagne gold color in this palette. It's a really pretty, it comes more champagne than gold, but it does have a hint of gold in there. So I'm going to put that on my brush, and then I'm going to put that right on in, just like I did on the other side. I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to pull it kind of towards that purple a little bit and into the teal and up. There we go. Make sure they're both the same. I need to add just a little bit more onto my brush. These powders in this NYX palette, they seem I know, a little bit hard to work with, but when you work with them, they're actually not that bad. So these palettes, they just, you need to kind of work with them at first. They seem a little rough, but once you get to using them a little bit more, they kind of loosen up and they blend quite nicely. And the pigmentation is actually pretty stinking good for a drugstore. NYX is probably one of those brands that you're gonna, most of the eyeshadows are gonna be pretty spot on for pigmentation, not so much as far as lasting pretty long, not like moving around on your lids. They're really good. I really like NYX eyeshadows. They're really good. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do a nice bold wing on my eyes, and I'll show you how I do that. I actually have this, it's called a nano liner from Absolute New York, and the reason why they call this a nano is because look how tiny that I don't know if you can see that, let me see, it's so tiny. And I just use this basically to line and make the lines for where I want them, and then I fill them in with another eyeliner. So I'll show you that. And I want my eyeliner to be the same on both sides. Just like that. At least I think that's the same. Hopefully it is. And start from the crease and go as close to my lashes as I can, because I don't really want it to pull straight out from here out, because that's just a really strong line. So I'm gonna go here. Alrighty, so I went ahead and filled that in, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do my eyelashes, and I'm going to do the Mega Plus Volume, and I just discovered this eyelash. It's by Maybelline, and it's called the Mega Plus Volume Express, and what I love about this is it has 3 sides that are longer and the 3 sides that are shorter. So if you can see, it's kind of like a triangle. And it's got a really bouncy wand, so that's kind of neat. What I really like the best about this is it really seems to pull my eyelashes straight up. And I have really long, thick eyelashes anyways, so this does a pretty good job helping to display my eyelashes. So I like this one. You can try it out, see what you think of it yourself, but I think it does a pretty good job, as you can see, on me. I'm going to put some on that bottom. Okay, and I'm going to put some on my other eyelash. And again, there I go. Can't help myself. Gotta do something weird with my lips. And I like that this doesn't seem to be ultra thick. It just seems to do a pretty good job pulling my eyelashes up. So, and it does seem to curl them pretty nicely, because I'm not always one to use an eyelash curler. I try to remind myself to do it. Honestly, I just, in my personal opinion, that's just kind of, I have one, but it's one of those things that even using it on other people, I really don't see it curling their eyelashes. So I kind of feel like that's just kind of a waste of money, honestly. So I just don't use them. I can put false lashes on, but I'm not going to put false lashes on this time. I actually really have thick eyelashes, so I kind of like my own eyelashes, but I do have a ton of fake lashes as well. So some videos I'm going to do fake lashes, some of them I'm just not going to, and this is going to be one of them. So anyway, so that's my eye look. I'm going to put some, I'm going to do some bronzer and some blush and highlight and all that shebang. So and contour. So for contouring, let me close up some of my stuff here. For contouring, I'm going to use this Belle Perrier contour thing at Cosmetics. This is about a $59 palette online. But personally, I like it, but I don't think this is overly a very pigmented palette. If you want something that's not going to be strong, kind of easy to work with, this is probably the palette for you. I kind of like a little more pigmentation for my powder, for my bronzing or for my contouring. But I mean, it's not bad. It's just for 59 bucks, I have stuff that's cheaper than that works way better. So it's kind of a waste of money for me. But you can try it out for yourself. I will list this down below along with the website and the price of this palette. So let me go ahead and use it. And what I use for contouring is I use the BH Cosmetics 115, which is, it's a pointed contour brush, and I'm going to take this darker color here, so a little more ashy or brown, and I'm going to contour my cheeks with that. And I'm going to start from kind of like just above my ear, and I'm going to curve it out kind of around, kind of like where my cheek's going to be. And I'm going to do that on this other side. And the same thing here. And just pull it out like that. And then I'm going to go up from my cheek, around my chin here like this. I'm going to put some right here because I want my chin. I like my chin to stand out. So I'm going to put just a little bit right here around my chin. And I have more of a heart-shaped face. So if you're wondering on my face shape, mine's more of a heart shape. So that's what I'm doing, is I'm contouring for a heart-shaped face. And I also pull some of this down on my under my chin and down from my ears. And I do that so that it just kind of looks like it's supposed to be there. Which technically I do have the shading there, it's just not as dark as this is. So, and then again I pull up here. I have 2 creases in this area. Not everybody has these creases up here. I'm sure you can see them where it just kind of indents right here on my forehead, and I do like to have those stick out, and that's because I do have that heart-shaped face again. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go in with another brush, and this one is from BH Cosmetics too, and this is a 113 brush. These are really great brushes. If you're thinking about investing into a good set of brushes, these ones are excellent. Good quality, and I'm just going to blend this in as well as possible as I can. There you go. Both sides. Under, right here by my chin. And since I laid it down with that other brush, it's not really going to migrate too much further away from the spots I actually put it in, which is nice, because I don't like that to happen. So, and I don't contour my nose because I have a pretty thin nose and it kind of gets wide here, and then as you can see I have this dip, but I just don't like to do that. Sometimes I do, and I might for some videos, then again I might not. I'm going to go back into this same palette, and I'm going to go ahead with this a little bit. I have kind of red undertones in my skin, which allow me to be able to wear whatever colors I want. But I like to add a little bit of this more orangey color into the same contour. And again, I'm also going to pull up into this area because you do want to make those areas stick out. And I do, so I'm adding that a little bit more of an reddy orangey brown to this. This is not an orange brown. You know, some products are more orange. This one's got more red than orange in it, and it goes well with my hair color, so win-win for me. It's really nice. Again, the Park Avenue Princess. At first I didn't really like this because, I mean, it's definitely not one for contouring because there's not a whole lot of pigment to it. It just kind of gives you a little bit of a bronze look. So, and it's pretty nice. Again, I take this in those exact same areas that I contoured a little bit with, and up on the forehead and out towards my hair line, because I like everything to blend in and just seem flawless. I don't like to have things stick out, you know. I don't want people to see like bright in this area and it looks more light or whatever. So that's how I do that. Again, I'm going to go back into the same contour. I have this other one from BH Cosmetics. It's a kind of a tapered brush. Really nice and fluffy. I love this one. Sometimes it's hard to get a nice thick fluffy tapered brush like this. I'm going to go back into this same palette for contouring. I'm going to use this lighter. This one's got more of a peachy color to it. Sometimes I like to use this more yellow, but I'm more peach based than I am yellow. So I'm going to go ahead and go into that, and I'm going to go into around my eyes. Kind of really, this is just setting my foundation from earlier. Down my nose. Oops. Up into this area here. Just again making everything look nice and flawless. And into this area because I want that to in my chin. And I have a couple little breakouts in here, and that's what I tend to break out, is right in this area. And sometimes down on my lower, my neck. I hate that. But it happens. Who doesn't get pimples? Alright, and then for the blush, I'm going to go ahead and use on my cheeks. I'm going to jump into an e.l.f. product here. This is the Eyes Lip Face. I think this was, I can't remember, I think this is their Artisan palette. I don't know if they still sell this one online, but I really like this one. I haven't really used the shadows a lot, but I do use the face products, and this is the it comes with the eyeshadows. It's actually got two sets in there, so there's the shadows and then there's the blushes, and bronzers again. And these bronzers are better than the bronzers out of that $59 palette. But I'm going to go into this purple here, and this is a nice subtle, soft, gentle purple. And I'm going to put that on my cheeks up here. I start from here and I work my way all the way up in here because I just think it looks pretty that way. I like everything to blend and just be pretty and soft. I like softness. That's my forte there. Softness. It doesn't need to stick out and say, hello, I'm here. I just like soft. I like blush that just kind of blends in nicely. Sometimes I do. Depends on what look I'm going for. If I'm going for a rock star look, I might have some blush that stands out. I do all kinds of looks. It depends on my mood or what I'm doing. And again, this is nice and subtle. It's got a little bit of a shimmer, but it's kind of like that other one where it's just, all it does is just add a nice, subtle, gentle glow to your cheeks. Okay, and whoop whoop, I'm going to use this Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighter, and these went so fast, and they are like Wet n Wild, you've got it just in the bank on this one because these highlighters are amazing. And this highlighter that I'm going to use is called, what is the name of it? Precious Petals. I have both highlighters and I enjoy them. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to use my big fan brush. I find that these fan brushes help make the highlighters go on better. So I'm just going to lightly pat into that, and then I'm going to go up on my high cheekbones here, and I'm just going to blend out towards, again, towards up above, from my cheek up high. And that's how I like to do that one. I do like to add just a little bit up above my eyebrows. Nothing big. A little bit across my lips. Just nice and subtle. I don't know if you can see that. I like subtle. Sometimes I like it to stand out, sometimes I like subtle. So this one to me is more subtle. Okay, so I've got that on. I'm going to go ahead and do my lips, which I need a mirror for. So I line my lips here. And I did put lip gloss on before as I was doing that, just to soften my lips up. And go ahead and wipe that off. There. Yeah, it's off. I'm going to line my lips. And this is just a nice taupey color. This one's actually a Mary-Kate and Ashley lip liner that I've had for a long time. And it's just a taupe color. And you can use any taupe eyeliner or lip liner you want. And this is not an overly creamy lip liner. I don't always like the overly creamy ones. Alrighty, kitty. I realized why I was getting ready to do my lips that I forgot to put a lighter color on my eyelid there, but I will get back to that in a minute. So let me go ahead and finish out this lip color. And again, this lip color is Dolce Carmelo from Milani, and it's number 27. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on real quick. Alrighty, that lip color is on, and I don't know about you guys, but I love the smell of Milani lipsticks. They kind of, I guess it's kind of like a sweet watermelon almost. I'm not a big watermelon fan myself, but I do love the smell of these. They do smell really good. I almost want to eat it. I know not everybody likes stuff that has smell in your makeup products, but me, I don't care. It doesn't seem to bother me any. So, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go back and finish my eyeshadow out that I forgot to do. And I'm going to use this China White in the Jeffree Stars makeup palette. And you got to be kind of careful with this color because it goes very well on the brush, and it also, like all the colors in that palette, they're very pigmented. So I'm going to go ahead and put that right up on the brow, kind of blending it in just a little bit. I did get some on this side, but let me turn my brush around a little bit there. Get this other side real quick. And that's just a matte color. There you go. And that look is complete. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this look. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comment. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe because I'm going to keep doing these videos and I'd really like to see feedback from everybody. So, and if you're liking them, go ahead and subscribe down below. I will post everything that I've used and the prices and where I got them for down below as well if you feel like checking that out. And I'll see you guys later. You guys all have a wonderful day. Thank you and bye.